Hey folks, welcome to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and today I have back Haley Westrich.
Yes.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean permanently, but
No,
we don't know, but probably
never know.
not. Probably
Maybe
not.
some future ones, but
Yeah,
who knows?
we'll see. But every so often, when we have back,
Go out
we
to
will.
special events and concerts.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. So welcome back to the show. Tell people who we got on the show today.
We've got buckets and boards with us today, so we're super excited.
So, they're crazy. And so I just brought my crazy spinner
I love
pin,
it.
and spinners are kind of out of date now, but I just got
They're
a bunch
still
of
fun,
these.
though.
I still got a bunch of these at a trade show the other day. So
There you go.
There you go. And every once in a while I'll bring a crazy pin on the show. So there it is. So graduation is happening all
Coming
across
now,
the
so
country.
congratulations.
Yeah. So I've survived graduation. My son,
Yes.
getting him through it, I tell you, crazy. I have the flavor of Branson.
Oh, yes.
So every so often we like to do a tip where we're telling people, and so this is our tip of the day, is if you're looking for dining, this just came out, the new one, the flavor of Branson. It's been around 14 years, but if you're a tourist, want to save some money on restaurants and also know what is going on in the whole town, this is it. There's over 35 coupons in the back of the book.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that. And so you can save money, 10 to 15% off, 20% off a meal, so you can stretch your dollars further. And then even here in the back, it talks about the new Shepherd's Mill restaurant and bakery coming to town. And so that's a new restaurant opening soon. So get this wherever your hotel is located. They're normally there. It's in a lot of locations around Branson. So that's our tip of the day. So buckets and boards, they do a lot of drumming.
Yes, they do.
And so we have some drumming records.
All right. What are those?
Okay. The longest drumming marathon. Any idea? This just blows me away.
No clue.
134 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Like I don't even know how someone would do
No.
that. Here it is. Next one. Most drum beats in a minute.
Ooh. Thousands?
No, well, yeah, thousands.
Yeah?
2,109.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now, this one, most nationalities in a drum circle.
I have no idea.
Says over 100.
Okay.
I don't know much about that
knows?
one. So, okay, that leads into drumming and percussion. And so we'll be back in just a moment with buckets and boards.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today I've got the guys here from Buckets and Boards, Matt and Gareth.
Hello.
And good to have you guys here on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on, man.
It's awesome. And so you guys have been in town for a long time, but I always, part of our show is we always want to go way back. And so kind of give us y'all's history, so to say, what led up to this point.
Well, I know I grew up in a very musical family, and me and my brother both played and sang together when we were growing up, and my dad, bought us guitars when we were young, and then my mom worked in a theater, Ashland Shakespeare Festival, when I grew up in Oregon, and I think the combination of those two things, by the time I got through high school, I was really passionate about theater, and I studied musical theater at Ithaca College in New York, and just loved it. It was such a neat experience. I learned how to tap dance and do all sorts of different things while I was there, and moved to New York City to give things a go. And through a series of random circumstances, I ended up in Branson in 2000. Got hired for a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and met my wife the day I moved here, and
Right.
Can't think of a more beautiful reason to stay.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, he's not staying for me. Let's see how it is. No, I grew up. I was actually, in band and did all the drumming and that type of stuff. But I was more sports leaning growing up. And so my junior year of high school, I'm going to lean into your. In junior year of high school, I tore my knee up. And I couldn't play basketball that year, so I was like, what am I going to do? So I went out for the school play, which was awesome. And I never really had, I was always the clown of the family anyway. But I was in that very first play. I did my first prat fall, and the whole audience went crazy. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing.
You like that.
Yeah. So then I went to college for performance theater too, at William Jewell up in Kansas City. and met Gareth.
And what was your main study though at Jewel? Wasn't it decathlon?
Oh yeah, I went with a full ride athletic scholarship, so that was my main thing. But that was what paid for.
Gotcha.
I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty cool because
So-
I couldn't. do
I
that.
am in my college's athletic hall of fame.
Ooh.
For track
So
and
if you
field.
ever are
So if you're
there,
ever at William Jewell College, go see my plaque on the wall.
So you guys met here in Branson.
Yes.
At Dolly Stampede.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where this whole buckets and boards idea kind of evolved from, right?
yeah. When
So
you're
talk about that.
when you're in that show, you're there. I mean, that's like 500 shows a year they do. So you're there a lot of days, a lot of time, and you have a lot of downtime. And so in that downtime, we started teaching each other lessons. He taught me how to drum. I taught him how to tap dance. We started working on body percussion stuff and playing guitar together and writing songs. And little by little, we were like, man, this is fun. And he actually you went to a Stomp audition back then when we first met. And I helped him prepare for that because I'd learned about it in New York a little bit. And out of like 1,000 people.
Yeah, something like that. I made it to the final 10, and then they only ended up taking 5. And so I got back, and I was like, man, I was so close. Yeah. And then we kind of go, well, what if we start street performing or start doing our own version of things?
Right.
Like we specifically, knowing Stomp and Blue Man, which are like the pinnacle drumming things. We're like,
and there's all these very specific routines that they do. We wanted to find our own like creative path to find unique ways of percussive expression, I guess.
Because we've seen other groups that have just kind of taken directly from them, and we're like, we never want to do that, so how can we make our own ideas,
original content, really.
Yeah.
We had a lot of ideas at the beginning that never made the show that were like, there's probably a good reason.
So if people recognize you, they might recognize you from Dixie because you were Skeeter and you were the master of ceremonies.
Yeah, I was that, and mainly I was one of like stunt writers. And I was his backup.
He kind of did everything.
Did everything. So he played a lot of different roles.
Yeah. And I don't have to talk like this anymore.
But he still
But
does.
I still do because it's
Any
fun.
opportunity. And then we started street performing at the Branson Landing literally the day it opened, and we still get a lot of people that will come to our show now, and this is our 10th season of doing our show, and they'll say, oh yeah, we saw you when you were first down at the Landing, and kind of excited to see that you're doing this now and you've kept with it, and the Landing was great because street performing, man, it teaches you so much about what you're doing, because if you mess up and you have a crowd, like they just leave. Like there's nothing keeping them there. Yeah. And so not only that, but like over the years, coming up with like our trying to be creative with our content and building ideas. When you have a crowd and they're watching you, you could be as impressive as all get out, but you only hold their attention for so long.
Right.
And so we started throwing in little comic bits and little like kind of silly things to break it up, and that's influenced our whole build of our show up till today, because we realized that kept people like waiting and going, oh, what dumb thing are they going to do next?
Right. Yeah.
Like, and
because once we started putting in there, that's when people would stay or they'd tip more, any of those type of things. So we're like, oh, this is what. And we've both been comedians for a long time, so we're like, why don't we make everything kind of
centered around the comedy?
Yeah, centered around the comedy.
Yeah.
So really, it's a comedy percussion show, but really it's a comedy show first that just happens to have percussion
and music.
So does that comedy come natural to you guys, or did you take classes for it, or just evolved over time? How does that? Like, I'm always amazed by that. Quite honestly.
We've definitely learned stuff in college, in theater training, like about approaches to comedy. But I think it's the way it's evolved for us, and how we present it has been kind of a natural progression of doing improvisation when you're street performing. That's led into our stage show. Is a good chunk of it is improv based off of what the audience gives you, based off of kids you bring up.
It's very highly interactive. And
we like to follow whatever path we see out there and just kind of see what we come up with, and then that's the way we built half the comedy that is in our show, is just popping it off.
Where we could be in the middle of something in the show, and a lot of people, like if somebody yells something, they'll just ignore it and keep going, and we'll stop everything and go, what? Because if there's an elephant in the room, the only thing that's good is to make it bigger. That's kind of.
don't think that's
that's true. Don't come to the show just to.
People are going to start.
We're going to get a lot of hecklers for no.
Nobody puts elephant in the corner.
Here's what I want to do. I want to talk a little bit about you guys. Besides performing in Branson, are now performing around the world. But you're big on Disney cruises. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 7 years ago, we were very fortunate to get into a partnership with Disney Cruise Lines, and they started booking us, and they really loved what we were doing, and we loved the way they do what they do, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And we do about 12 cruises a year. We've been doing that for 7 years, and it's great we do our show mostly in the summer in Branson, and then we can build around that with Disney. And
And actually right now we're currently one of, if not the top requested headlining act for all of Disney cruises from guest response and all that stuff, which is,
it's been such a positive interaction.
People now go on our website to book cruises specifically when we'll be there, which is crazy to think of.
It's way cheaper to come to Branson.
Yeah, it is way.
It's
Yeah, come to Branson.
But they've been great to us. They've treated us well, and we get to bring our families on the ships with us about once a year.
And I think that just speaks, for Disney, as they're one of the pinnacle entertainment companies out there. And for you guys to be a top headliner on the cruises they keep coming back, that just says something about the show. And we're going to talk more about the show in just a second, so stay tuned.
Now showing at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater in Branson, Missouri. Buckets and Boards. A hilarious and high-energy show chock full of amazing percussion, ridiculous songs, inventive instrumentation, and an incredible variety of musical talents. It's clean comedy for the entire family. For more information and reservations, call 417-339-3003 or go to bucketsandboards.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We are here today. We don't cut stuff. We don't cut stuff. We're here with Matt and Gareth from Buckets and Boards. And some of you are probably going, what in the heck is Bucket and Boards? And so
Correct.
Why don't you just tell people what Bucket and Boards is?
It's plural. Buckets.
And did I say bucket? I said bucket. I
Yes.
didn't,
There's so many buckets.
There's way more buckets than boards.
That's true. A lot of times after shows, people will be like, I get the buckets part, but what's the board? But the buckets, we drum on buckets, which is fascinating.
Correct.
And then the boards is what we tap dance on. And when we first started our show in street performing, back in the day, on the rough and tough streets of Branson, Missouri.
It really changes a man.
Oh, it does. We used to park like a mile away on the landing, and I'd have 2 stacks of boards and a skateboard that I'd used as a dolly, and then he had barrels that stacked like Russian doll style. Yeah. And so that was all our gear. So he pushed that on a skateboard, I pushed that, and
so all we had was buckets and boards, and then we were trying to come up with a name, and we're like, well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But now we play guitar and sing, and this doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
But it's the brand.
Correct.
That's why we have a subtitle. Oh, it's not on there. Comedy percussion show.
Comedy percussion show. And so that's like, if someone was like, that's like the simple elevator speech right there.
It's really, so basically now it's evolved into a comedy show that happens to have other elements. It's kind of like if the Smothers Brothers were drummers type scenario, like how we banter and how we banter with the crowd and keep everybody involved and that type of stuff. So.
Yep. And so today you guys are now at a new home here in Branson.
Correct.
So talk a little bit about that.
It's our 10th season in Branson, and we just started at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater, which a lot of people know as the home of legends in concert. And
also Hertz Donuts.
Oh my gosh.
And across the street from Fritz's Adventure. And Dolly Parton's Stampede. And the intersection of 76 and something.
And that's Stoplight. It's actually the old home of Billy Bob's Dairyland.
Oh, way back in the day.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're doing 3 shows a week.
Correct.
Yep.
And I'm showing 7:30 on Wednesday and Fridays.
Yep.
Correct.
And then Thursdays at 2.
He's good.
Man.
That's what it says.
He's done his
exactly
research.
true. That's
what it
exactly
says.
true.
Yeah.
So it's about a 2-hour show with an intermission,
Yep.
and it's a lot of fun. It's fun for little kids and big kids and old people.
And so here's the deal.
All people. It's fun for all
you guys
people.
are the only 2 people on the show.
Correct.
And I think it's the only 2-person show in Branson. Is there any other 2-person show in Branson?
Let's just not do
Yeah,
any
we
research.
don't even need to.
I don't
worry
think
about
it
those
is.
people.
But
We've been 10 years
We're the
running.
biggest comedy percussion duo in town.
And so I
10
think
years running.
Here's the thing. I think there's this perception that a Branson show has to have like 6 singers, 5 band people.
Right.
And you guys totally blow that out of the water. and the two of you can entertain a whole audience for 2 hours,
Yes.
and you've been successful in doing it.
Yeah, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
That's
never
why
get
we
a
have
break.
3 shows a week.
Correct.
Yeah, it kind of I guess magically worked out that way, and we've worked together for so long, about 13 years now,
Yeah.
and we've just figured out a rapport with each other, and have a way of working and bouncing off each other as we're in the shows. And
Yeah.
we were talking earlier about doing improv and stuff, and we've really learned to listen to each other and go with whatever the other person is
Yeah.
giving you. And we've thought about over the years adding somebody else or add more people in, but it feels like I don't know, it just feels right.
Yeah.
We have fun doing it, and yeah,
Like I've seen stuff in your show I've not seen anywhere else.
that's awesome.
You know, and I
That's because
haven't.
nobody else wants to do those things.
Yeah. But I think. Here's the
Wait,
deal.
is he talking about this?
Oh yes, there we go. Here's
Got
some.
it?
Oh, hang on. I'm going to have you this for a
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Oh, you get
This
to
is
hold it.
live, impromptu. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Only on Play Branson. Yeah. Yeah, woo! That was awesome. I liked it.
And now I think nobody wants to come see the show.
But here's the thing I always tell people is like you can get music on a CD
Yeah.
or whatever people listen to, but there's something about going to a show and seeing something that you can't get through just the radio. And you guys are that.
Yeah.
Hey, right on. That's the beauty of live theater, I think, is experiencing something that's happening right now that you're experiencing in a way that nobody else is going to get to. It's just a unique experience.
Yeah. Well, and we try to purposely, just like that with the recorders, we have a whole section that's nothing but squeaky toys. And so we try
That
to.
also sounds
I know.
fun. I
When
don't
you
wanna
describe
see
it,
that.
people are like, But the fun part about it is we love to do things in the show that.
Or unexpected.
Or yeah, unexpected, but anybody can play. So even if kids
that's
come to
true,
the show, they can go, "Oh, I have this at my house.
Yeah.
I can play this."
Yeah.
But we just try to take it to another level of going, here's how impressive something you can do on a very simple, toy or whatever that type of stuff is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like we play a number on propane tanks. Right?
Yeah.
Go home and try it. No, we made these drums. Don't go
do that.
It's very dangerous.
But we do have them tuned like steel drums.
Yeah.
So we
it
sing a
sounds
song
really,
and yeah.
very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
So, if people want to make reservations,
Yes.
they can
Correct.
obviously go to Legends in Concerts. No,
Well,
they
actually,
can go
no.
to Dick.
The best place to go is bucketsandboards.com.
There you
It's
go.
Buckets, the letter N, boards.com, and we have a direct link to buy tickets.
Yep.
We also have the number for the box office, and that's really the easiest way is just go right to the source.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just come to my house. I've got tickets.
You got to
They're
knock
everywhere.
loudly. Sometimes
Yeah.
he's in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing, and we're just about out of time, but both of you each have 3 girls. And I think
Yes.
that may be a little why you guys are crazy too, because like you're each other's outlet.
I think that's probably why our kids are crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we both have 3 daughters, and I mean that's the best job in the world is
Yeah.
being a dad, and I think it does influence the work for sure. And I know when we were creating the show, we wanted to have something that we would be happy to take our kids to, and they do come
Yeah.
to the show and they love it, and they want to bring their friends to go see it. And in Branson, there is so much entertainment, so much incredibly talented people, but it's a smaller segment that's like kind of really open to kids.
Yeah.
Like it's not like our show is just like a kid's show and geared straight,
Yeah.
but it's entertaining for children and captivating.
Well, a lot of shows in town say family friendly, which is true, means that it's all clean and that type of stuff, but it might not be geared where like ours is literally family focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you have kids or grandma or whoever.
Well, and there's a lot of action in your show, and so kids,
Yeah.
I think, have a real short attention span
Correct.
nowadays.
As do we.
Yes.
So, anyway,
What's that?
Squirrel.
folks, if you haven't been to Buckets and Boards, Go check them out this summer at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater on Wednesday and Friday nights from 7:30 and
Branson.
Thursdays at 2.
Dick Clark's
Folks, we'll be
American
back in just
Bandstand.
a
Dick
moment.
Clark's American.
Here we go. Hey folks, we're back, and I've never had anybody play anything with their nostrils before.
That was
on
so
the-
crazy. That
Yes,
was
they
fun.
are crazy guys, and that's the thing is what makes the show awesome is they're crazy, they're funny.
You never know
they're-
what you're going to expect.
But they're so talented
Right.
as well. So guys, we appreciate you being here. Buckets and
And
boards,
thanks for the awesome drumsticks.
drumsticks,
Yep.
and my spinner pin. That's for them. Bluegrass and Barbecue is wrapping up at Silver Dollar City, and so if you haven't been out to Silver Dollar City yet to see the Bluegrass and Barbecue Festival,
Don't
you
wanna
need to do
miss it.
that because it ends May 27th.
Yes. And it's
So-
always awesome to get out
Yeah.
there and check out the food and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah. Okay. What's our next episode?
We have Dominic Haygood with us. So that's going to be pretty fun. We've had several Haygoods, but never Dominic.
Never
yet, so-
Dominic. And Dominic is got also a new business venture we're going to talk about on that
Yes.
next episode. And so we'll look forward to having Dominic on the show. So folks, if you haven't been to Branson, you need to come. It's a place unlike any other in the world. And the live, we like to say the live entertainment capital.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So there's no other place with as many family-friendly shows as in Branson, Missouri. And if you need help planning your entire Branson vacation, go to ibranson.com. Those folks can help you with shows, attractions, and lodging. Or if you don't want to do it online, you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. And we thank you for watching Play Branson, and so we're over and out. Yay!
You guys need a new theme song? Or?
Hey, we
Hey,
might.
Branson.